as it's been put before, right? When you have the fear of God put in you, what is there to like? You can 6P there, but the moment you do it, you block, and then you just lose your turning ability and you're getting set played. But we will be having the winner side of top 8 starting up right now. It's going to be Papa Leo versus JMartiles. This is going to be interesting. I don't think I've seen this matchup before, to be quite honest, between Faust and May, and it looks like Papa Leo is going for the 80% record here.
Yeah, I mean, GDQ was a couple of weeks ago, but, I mean, they're trying to show you the submission that they weren't ready to let you see.
Yeah, this GDQ was already passed, but the scoreboard, well, the what you call it, speed boards or whatever it's called, needs the submission ASAP, and that will combo at that range, and just like that, we'll be breaking the wall again, and Papa Leo trying to just run it down mid here.
Yeah, and like, JMartiles has literally not even been able to start whatsoever. Immediately into another wall break? Jesus. Somebody in chat said, quote, "I feel like this matchup is a burning trash fire for Faust." You know what? If that's what the matchup looks like, you ain't wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say.
like JMartiles is gonna have to, like, you need to make some sort of decision at round start to immediately give you the space to try to get started. I don't know what that call is. The speed and intensity that Papa Leo is capable of playing at is so tough. Okay. This is more of a start than we saw in game 1. Oh, the trumpet is out, has to burst to keep the trumpet, and Papa Leo ends up just double jumping to navigate past it anyway.
Oh yeah, the gold burst does work out for Leo. Is able to 3K under the scalpel. Very good knowledge check. Alright, and just gets thrown for whipping the Totsugeki. Oh, try to give her a haircut, but no dice. The throw into the corner. Now this is exactly where Leo wants you. Oh, and just playing around with the dolphin to avoid the banana peel. Great stuff with the sour spot.
The offense is continuing, has to YRC. Right, meteors are coming out.
Gotcha. Alright, just like that, JMartiles does get the scoop into the second one. Who's ever going to give you 2 haircuts back to back? JMartiles, take it to the barbershop.
Making it look like Grand Theft Auto. Be like, no, you know what? I want a different cut.
Exactly. Able to get that pressure started with the otter from Papa Leo. Does go fishing a little bit, but it's
that burst was unfortunately timed.
Yeah, it's so hard to time the burst on it because of the fact that the camera angle does change a little bit. PRC to keep the pressure going.
Right, nice struggle on the 5K, throws up the hammer. I mean, fished with a lot of these items, none of them really worked out the way that he needed them to. Unfortunate drop, Papa Leo's a little bit too high in the air, has to spend the burst, it works out.
Yeah, I mean, now we're just seeing the situation. Has to, avoided the bomb instead of trying to go for the FD with it. Does get a little bit of health back, but I don't think that's going to be enough to really dissuade the situation from that entire 5K from JMartiles. Does some good stuff right there and ties it up 1-1.
I mean, a lot of that was just both of those rounds, right? Was able to, back off and get just enough room to start. Once Papa Leo is started and is in, it's just so all-encompassing and so smothering.
Yeah, it's definitely just the case where JMartiles more so going for like this neutral gameplay. Like let me get things like going in neutral so that way I can start going for more of the command throw or whatnot. Whereas Papa Leo's trying to get the Totsugeki, the JH, things like that going. But the moment Papa Leo's blocking, it's definitely like JMartiles' time to shine. And like we've seen there, just off of a few eager buttons, just finding so much reward here.
Yeah, I mean, Faust in general, like, does he struggle? Sure. I say dismissing the complaints of an entire character. But the reality is like, if he gets the opportunity to start his game and you're prepared for these different unique item interactions, like, he can play. It's just like, you have to work harder, right? Like, that's the reality.
Yeah, you definitely are working a little bit harder. And it's also the case where, like, you have, especially compared, it feels like at least comparatively to his old item pool, right? A lot, like we saw there earlier, he threw 3 items this round of back-to-back, and they all did effectively nothing from the neutral situation.
Yeah, that is a big complaint that I've talked to some Faust players about, where it's more so about that, like, it feels like a lot of the items just kind of don't matter.
Yeah, like, you could definitely just low roll and just not get, like, the really good ones, but, and then in the same vein, you also are, like, working this hard to do this much damage, but meanwhile, May just summons a whale and just sends you to another planet. Like, just so much damage coming out from some of the other characters that can make it kind of disheartening, but to play him. But if you're having fun with him, you might as well play him. And JMartiles definitely is showing that if he can do it, anybody can do it. Cause
yeah,
that's just the nature of the game.
Yeah, I mean, JMartiles out here representing Faust, looking like an Ender man. Yo, speaking of Ender 115 with the 2 gifted subs. How was that for a long walk? Show some love for the Twitch chat.
Very good stuff. Thank you so much for gifting those subs, but looks like Papa Leo's gonna be trying to find this opportunity. Counter hit into counter hits. Counter hit trades 3 times in a row. Oh, up Dolphin. Man, that's a good move. And just with the popper placement, just like that, Papa Leo doing some good work. But JMartiles definitely is like keeping up. Like these are not after that game 1. It definitely was like a shocker.
Doing half circles while hitting up as part of it, I'm not about that life.
Yeah, I mean, granted, like, it definitely, that does sound like super annoying. Granted, I don't play on Hitbox, I play on either a pad or a mixed box, so that's like a keyboard arrow keys, so that, like, good luck to my fellow mixed box amigos, because it is rough. But now, just like that, Papa Leo having gone from corrupted data, making sure that the dolphins still work, and it's working out for him at this point. Alright, just finding, like, JMartiles definitely just needs to get something started, but the 2P fantastic stick out there just to really get that little bit of life left, and now Papa Leo is on that point.
Yeah, finding that 2D whiff punish there from JMartiles, pretty big deal. Oh, once again, the burst comes out at the inopportune spot, finds. Oh, that's a shame. I have to assume that 5D there was in hope of being able to follow up after the trumpet follow-up, but not quite working out. You gotta hold this mix in the corner. Bad YRC gets blown up, and that's gonna be the super. Is that dead on the wall break? Yes, it is. Corrupted Papa Leo ascends to become cleansed Papa Leo, moving on to the winners finals on the back of JMartiles. I know there were people who thought Byakuya was really, really, really strong. But, you know, everyone also thought that Wagner was the best character because Red Blade was smoking everybody.
Yeah, so we'll see how that works out, but right now going to the match, 7 versus Reflected, Nagoriyuki versus Soul. This is a matchup that I know, like, Fame doesn't like it. I know a lot of the Nagos definitely don't like fighting Soul. Granted, no surprise there. It definitely as a Soul player, I can tell you that this matchup is good for him. It's just personally, like, I find some struggle in. So I'm curious on how Reflected will approach this matchup and really just make it hard for 7 to really get started. But right now, I mean, he's got his blood gauge set. He's got the range that he wants. It's just down to keeping Soul out, finding his opening, but no confirm off the 2K. Gets the throw, and now it's mixerization station.
Oh, speaking of mix, oh my god, the amount of time to wait after that PRC, but the back throw whiffs and gets back thrown on its own, and now 7 gets to start. Oh, that's a whole lot of up back, but you still get back scoop. Thanks for spending 50 tension. In fact, I got more, but the Bandit Bringer blows up the attempt at the air throw. 7's wrist gauge is churning right now, but still has burst on deck.
You gotta be able to just set this situation back up. Reflected cannot make a mistake here, otherwise his 7 will just destroy that life bar. Does need to find an opening.
Oh, now you extend.
Yeah.
So one of the things that 7 is doing really well, I absolutely love 7's management of the blood gauge. Look to the fact that, like, if once 7 has you block like 2 or 3 6Hs, 7 will find any opportunity to stick in a special move just to churn the blood gauge back up and keep himself in level 3.
Yeah, it definitely is just good recognition for 7 here. like you said, keeping things up, and now getting this pressure started. Is in that blood gauge, but not enough to send him over the top, and that is exactly the situation you want to be in. Not necessarily this one, though, where you're going to have to guess for your life here. Blocked the YRC, but it was in the air, so he's still not able to punish that. Alright. Good throw.
That was a great throw. Close S gets YRC'd, 7 backdashes. This round has gone pretty long for a strive round.
Yeah, I mean, especially for a strive round, but it's like long is like 40 seconds for this game. But yeah, I mean, this is just kind of like how it goes. The Nagoriyuki wants to control the neutral pace, whereas the Soul is trying to really squeeze any opening, like squeeze as much as he can out of any opening. And just like that, Seven was able to find that chip in the neutral and just really work with it.
Yeah, Seven is playing this super well, and it's like just the blood management is on point. I want to keep calling that out. One thing is, like, I wonder if Reflected is gonna kind of get wise to that and recognize the fact that Seven is managing the blood to the point that, you know, is throwing out special moves in some points, not to get stuff off of the special moves, but just to keep the blood gauge churning, and then you can maybe try to recognize when they're more likely to come out and pick your counterplay options a little bit more intelligently.
Oh, absolutely. Now trying to get his blood gauge up. Gonna be finding that level 2 now, and now this is exactly where we need it. Reflected. Gonna have to fight his way in against these half-screen normals. You opting a lot for the air dash 8. Alright, gets the counter hit. Gonna be, oh my goodness, so much damage.
Ooh, I love that. The blue RC into the 2K, that keeps to be the thing and carries the momentum out of the command dash, which is a big part of what lets that really work out for him. And then look at that, the blood gauge needs to get a little bit more blood to stay in level 3, so he goes for the command blow.
Yeah, I mean, just like that now, with all that being said, Reflected is fighting for his life out here. Gonna be really just finding this one opportunity, but the 6P, good
Smack that man out of here.
Yeah, very good anti-air from Seven. Oh, but unfortunately, we saw that a few times now, just getting the 6X or whatever, just any forward input, but trying to go for the Bandit Revolver in the wild throw. That is definitely a Soul player thing.
Oh god, the blood gauge pops though. Oh, he finds the hesitation.
Reflected hesitated. What didn't believe that in the punish.
That's a real shame. I even wonder if, like, when he did get the throw, if he had just RC'd it, like, you can get that damage because the blood rage damage is gonna tick the whole time. Oh, the close slash, but he has time to recover because the backdash is so slow off the BRC, and he's caught with the additional low again. And it's another spot where, like, you know, Seven is gonna churn that offense because he's trying to pump himself into level 3.
Yeah, like, it definitely, there's like a rhythm to his offense that even if you have the answer to it, it's so hard to just like know off the top, like, okay, you're gonna do this, and like, you know, there's a special coming, especially after like your spinning, like your Beyblade attack, but it's just the case of, is it like command throw, is it the like DP, what options are we going to see? And I mean, Seven's doing a really good job of mixing up what he wants to do, or even like backing off with like the little step, teleport step. And now, going in, this is currently on a game point here for Seven. If he wins this game, he will move on to see Papa Leo. Alright. Get something started in the corner here. Just going to be trying to get some offense with this amount of specials, like we've mentioned, get into this level 2 blood gauge and then back off. But who needs to back off if we could go right into the command throw to break the wall? With that RC, this is going to be a really hard round for Reflected to come out of, but, I mean, still not out of it. Oh, just like that, the 5K, though. Fantastic stuff right there. And now, into this neutral setup, the top does come out, and like mentioned before, going to be able to get all this started. The blood gauge is going maximum. This super does come out, though.
This is so tough for Reflected.
Yeah,
he's still sitting in the level 3 blood here, so he's gonna be able to like really control this screen. Oh, but he overextends. Is he gonna? Oh, Okay.
Wow.
Wait, the blood gauge going way down.
Yeah, I do believe, if I granted, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe the super does drain the blood gauge a little bit. Gets the commando, that's going to drain the entire thing. YRC out, reflected, living on a prayer here, but just like that, they'll just, I want to say it's like a punch or something, just the counter hit trade up between the two worked out in Seven's favor. Claiming victory over reflected 3-0, and we'll
See Me in Overture is looks to be the lobby name here. I love people's lobby names.
So, but with that in mind, it will be, as confirmed, the Deadpool versus JMartiles. So we'll see how this has to work out. I was curious on who sent Deadpool to losers because I've only seen them in the bracket of losers so far, and it had to be 7.
Interesting.
So that is definitely a just like something to keep in mind that his only loss so far has been a person in winners finals. So definitely a strong player coming out. We'll see how JMartiles is going to handle Deadpool here. And so far, the items are going his way. Just needs to back off a little bit from that bomb. Able to get the full confirm. Oh, but the
no.
PRC! Oh, unfortunate.
Yeah, the 5K pickup does not quite go the way the Deadpool wants it to. The bomb is ready. Covers the sword in the back, and now here is, I mean, I called out Ram as like one of the characters. In fact, this is the exact sort of dilemma of character choice that I called out of, like, of course your game plan is going to be far more complicated than Ram's. And there it was. The second you get to that corner and Ram is able to really start her stuff, you're like, good luck to you.
Yeah, it's definitely just the case of, like, Deadpool got that offense started, and then just was able to convert it to so much damage, just like that. Posing some problems for the Meteors to save the day, saving that neutral interaction, giving her a nice little haircut, gonna get her close to the corner as well. The Fuzzy just gets the plus frames, YRC's out, and still has to block.
All right, hit by the 2D. We got the meter in the back. We don't even need it.
Yeah, just really worked out for JMartiles right there. Like, even the items were on his side, but now let's see how this is going to work out between these two. The Scalpel is going to play a factor in the neutral, but does have to be careful about that Insta dash JS that Rams oh so love to throw out. Nice JH from JMartiles.
Meteor's coming out. JMartiles' items have been pretty fortunate so far in this first game.
Yeah, like they definitely, like the Meteor saved his hide in the last round, and then this round, ooh, the unfortunate situation, the luck may have been spent on the items the first.
If you had finished, if Deadpool had finished with super there, I think he would have won.
Potentially. Goes for the 6H, doesn't necessarily connect, and now trying to find this opening to throw will connect.
One more touch will do it. Trumpet is out, but she gets the trumpet.
But the bomb saved. I mean, she couldn't take that offense, and now, ooh, swinging for the fences does connect. Oh my goodness. Just like that, able to take the first game.
Yeah, I mean, that was super close. And it's another one that, like, the games that JMartiles is losing only just so. And I mean, I wonder, one thing that I end up wondering about, and maybe, you know, given infinite time, I would love to go back and watch, is to sit there and look and be like, all right, the rounds that were close were the ones that had great items. If JMartiles is about to get a whole bunch of crap items in this game, is it going to be a blow up? Like, is that really going to be kind of be the thing where it's like this character only really works when the RNG is in their favor?
Yeah, that definitely could be a factor going to it, but able to go for, like we mentioned before with the JMartiles, alternating between which of the 3 hits from this 2K he will be canceling into the overhead. Very good, just adaptation. Oh, RC from this. This is a chunk of change. All right. Yeah, just forcing the corner situation to that point, and then just whatever you gotta do, you gotta hold the next little bit. It's hard to contest. Gets the longest range 6H. Too far away from the farm to matter. Now just gonna be able to get this sword pressure already towards the corner. JMartiles turns it against Deadpool. Gonna be able to get the combo here. Doesn't break the wall, but it will force a kind of next situation. Really be dangerous. RC goes for the 2K. Nice deep Deadpool though. Caught running out of the dust.
Really
oh my goodness.
Absolutely pestering Deadpool here. And I feel like in this spot, it ends up working really well, right? Because you pester for a while, and then at a certain point, you're forced to reset back to neutral, maybe a burst or a YRC or something. At which point, you can really sit on your laurels and kind of let the item game make its way. It's just like you need to be able to get that dominant position off the rip in order to make that happen. Throwing out all kinds of afros.
Yeah, definitely throwing a lot of his afros out, and Nitro throwing that resub over with that 4 months. Thank you very much. A good performance so far with the tournament. Nice go with the air throw. Gonna be able to get this pressure started. Hammer time, not phased. Alright.
Deadpool's been pretty quick with those 5P anti-airs and then getting the juggle after the fact. Manages to dodge the little homie, but we get the command grab. That should close out the round. JMartiles going to answer back with a game of his own.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of point out, like, JMartiles definitely played these, like, neutral situations very well, like mentioned earlier, like, whatever, the neutral is kind of, like, working out for him. Obviously, some of the item factors do help, but he's able to react to those situations, say, oh, meteors are coming out, let me approach or whatever. Like banana, let me do this, that. And that's one of the biggest thing about JMartiles is just the reactions and the situational awareness from these items have just been like pushing him forward in these brackets, and it's fantastic to see.
Duel 1.
Going into this game 3 against Deadpool. Deadpool
Ooh.
definitely is looking good, but that confirm was mad good. My goodness.
He threw out so much there. Really just trying to control the space in front of him. And okay, Meteor's working out here.
Yeah, I mean, just able to get, like we mentioned, able to convert off of all these items, and luckily the mini Faust didn't actually break the wall, and instead able to get the 6H. That was just enough damage to kill.
Yeah, that was a fantastic round for JMartiles. And one thing I wonder is, like, it seems as though when Deadpool is on the defensive, he doesn't necessarily have great answers to what the type of pressure that JMartiles is bringing. Just like It's Kite is bringing the resub, 4-month resub. Yes, sir, says It's Kite. Goes for the YRC. Does JMartiles going to try to swing this round back into his favor as best as he is able?
Yeah, that sword kind of just led to some more offense with Deadpool, and now JMartiles, yeah, I was about to say, any hit any hit that connects will just be the end of that round, and unfortunately getting hit with that far slash, but now Deadpool with the great confirm here. This is going to be a wall break. No, instead does not offer the wall break, going for more of the SQ style, just going for the reset and just using the corner presence as the factor here. Meteor's coming out for JMartiles.
How many meteors is this man getting? What cosmic entity did he make a deal with?
Daisuke's vision is blessing him right now.
Oh, we got trumpets. Oh no, that was a great spot for Deadpool to contest. Doesn't even care about the trumpet in the back. I'm gonna take the corner position instead.
Yeah, definitely, like, you know, the trumpet is always a nice thing to have, but it's not the win condition here. Oh, we didn't believe in the... Like, oh my goodness, the DP with PRC was just there to re-establish that pressure, but JMartiles didn't believe in it, thinking, oh, this I could contest you, require like a 5K or something, but unfortunate for JMartiles, but good recognition from Deadpool.
Yeah, I mean we've called out, and I see that some people in chat have called it out too, that like Deadpool seems pretty comfortable in a couple of spots to just ignore trumpet. I think that's the call that you make, right? Because like you don't have to, as a character, sacrifice one thing in favor of interacting with the item like Faust sometimes does. But if you, especially a character like Ram with the corner carry you have, like if the trumpet is behind you, it's not in the game anymore. Like who cares?
Yeah, unless it's like just super, like unless it's just not inconvenient to go for it. But if you feel like get a hit, there's no point in just dropping your combo for an item. And as we explained all that, Deadpool just was able to get the offense started and keep the pressure rolling.
Yeah, I mean, this is set point now for Deadpool, and JMartiles just wasn't able to make that round start. Okay, Deadpool already navigating this air approach a little bit better, and now JMartiles stuck in the corner, tries to counterpoke through, does manage to get the trade, burst on the 5D, and Deadpool still in the driver's seat. Really checking with these lows.
Yeah, Deadpool is just expressing so much on this offense right now. Just when you think you have your burst back and it's like, I can
Doesn't
burst
matter. It's Ram.
It was right at the moment where the combo became unburstable. Just great play from Deadpool.
I think JMartiles played incredibly well, and none of the sets were complete blow-ups.
Yeah, I mean, like, even, like, the rounds where it was, like, you know, like, some of the rounds definitely didn't go their way, but that's, like, a strive thing. But now we're going to be going in for Kid Boomer versus Reflected, Soul versus Pot. This matchup is actually, like, interesting because this is one of the few times where I think Soul does, like, I think Pot has a lot of answers for what Soul wants to do. Obviously, when Soul gets in, like, it's curtains, potentially. But, like, the buttons from Kodakim definitely will call out a lot of what Soul wants to do, and like dealing with Garuda is very difficult at this matchup.
And I mean, we saw even at the beginning of the round, right? Like, you have Flick as this built-in answer to deal with Gunflames. So if you have that call out, like if you trust your team, you know, you can sort of immediately put a stop to, you know, some of the ways that Souls like to try to steal their turns back. Look at the number of times that Reflected is utilizing the fake Gunflame.
Yeah, definitely the case where if you're fighting a Pot that is very adamant on using the flick, you just gotta start feinting that because you can, depending on the ranges that you're using it, you can just quick punish him for going for it. It is a great feeling. But just like that, that's the kind of the problem is that if you're going for a lot of these slide heads, that does leave you open for an air dash H that Reflected has shown to like. Oh, and the Bandit Breaker round start, that is a hard call out. So Pot has the backwards Mega Fist, which is fantastic as a round start against Soul in my opinion, because he has to hard call it out with either a Bandit Breaker or an instant, 5K. With the bad burst! Oh no!
Oh, Reflected didn't choose to spend the bar for the super on the kill. I wonder if, wanted the BRC mix after the fact that looked like was the active decision.
Yeah, just like that, able to find the opening and using the optimization with that 6P into the P, taking a very quick round for Reflected. I mean, yeah,
that was a tale of two rounds, right? Like that first round, I feel like it took a while. Kid Boomer never really felt like it was entirely away from him, but that second round, man, that looked like a one-player Saul experience.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely just how some of the matches go, right? Like you don't make your defensive reads, right? Like, is it strike throw? Oh, you went for the throw. Well, they jumped and you just explode. But we'll see. Potential for the other side as well between these two. Kid Boomer does have the opportunity to just, you know, get that one knockdown, get the Garuda started, and see if Reflected has the answers ready to deal with the loop. Now, yeah, good flick again. RCs, the counter hit trade.
God, that did not look like a situation where it should have traded. I have to assume Kid Boomer spent the bar with the expectation that was going to go his way.
Yeah, that definitely was unfortunate, but nice, able to recognize the hits there, goes for the flick for the combo, and that's going to be a round for Kid Boomer. And I really like the option of the 2P there. 2P is going to call a lot of what Soul wants to do at round start. Even like blocking is just, you know, you just get that little bit of pressure from it.
Okay, so Reflected is like choosing to try to cycle different tools instead of just going for Gunflame now, because Kid Boomer is really showing how flick prevalent he is feeling.
Yeah, like and that's definitely one of the things that Reflected is going to be trying to adapt more with, is just knowing where to Gunflame, where not to Gunflame. Because if you're whipping flick, well, why not I just Bandit Breaker that? Ooh, the 5Ps, and this is going to be a red RC situation. Oh, wasn't able to get the atomic glider there, potentially close out the round, but we'll have to see how this is going to, if that's going to bite him in the buns.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he does find the anti-air. I was gonna say if you want to play economics, you can at least burn the burst if something happens, but I suppose ultimately, if you're in a position where you're gonna burn the burst, you're probably already killing them. So one game apiece here, Kid Boomer versus Reflected.
Yeah, that was just a really good 6P at the very end there. So we'll see how that's gonna work out. Oh yeah, it's like Heat Knuckle, right? Tager's is the Atomic Collider.
I like in my head I was like, I don't know what move you're talking about.
It's like
I
this.
assume you're talking about Heat Knuckle because that's what makes sense contextually.
Yeah, they're like the same. They serve a similar purpose. But just like that, using just using the tools available and then just getting that anti-6P gonna be good.
Look,
for
we're
Kid
on TNS. If anybody knows about character functions, it's Marvel players.
My goodness, we've seen so Kid Boomer has not been going for the pop buster. He's definitely been more adamant on going for like the strike. You can't burst that. That's ridiculous. Oh, I missed the
Okay.
command throw actually from that par 6K. That is unfortunate. All right.
Okay. Getting
Yeah,
that
good.
5K from far away. So many, like even the micro interactions of just like when Reflected does push forward, trying to hit a button at different spots because Kid Boomer is reacting to the dashes and contesting.
Yeah, and just like that, this should be a kill. Going for the full combo there, gets the Heat Knuckle to follow up, and this will kill. Oh wow, it doesn't.
The scaling on that seems so intense.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I imagine it's just because of the fact that the no guts plus the red RC. Don't take that. Oh my goodness, is he dead? Do the awful stuff. No,
Oh my God, he drops it.
That doesn't work like that, amigo. Oh no, that's super unfortunate.
I mean, but like, that was Kid Boomer's round, man.
No, it definitely was there for the dramatic tension, but yeah, just an unfortunate drop from Reflected. Giving the round back to Kid Boomer, and oh my goodness, yeah, unfortunate went for a fancy combo, but it was a little bit unfortunate with the routing there, and just like that, supers through the stagger.
All right, he gets to get this started. You play economically again at this point. I keep saying it, but it's like it's going to be a tough hill to climb to win this round. You want Reflected to invest your resource to close it out.
Yeah, Reflected definitely has just realized in that situation that he does not need to do anything for that round. Like, it's up to Kid Boomer to come to him and overextend. So just good recognition there. Nice use of the burst. Oh, just like that. Buffer the Bandit Krieger was not able to get the full combo there, but just like that, able to get the full combo here. Tyrant Ray doesn't kill, but it's going to be setting up for the Oki situation.
And has burst in the back. That was going to be a really tough hill to climb for Kid Boomer as Reflected wins the second game off the back of a perfect. And just the buffers off of the 6S now, like utilizing this tool now that fighting at this different range that is proving to be difficult for Kid Boomer to try to navigate around.
Yeah,
like he's like one of the big changes in that last game.
Yeah, definitely Reflected is playing a lot more with like the 6S Bandit Krieger, and just really alternating the options where it's not just the gunplay. But in the same vein, it did actually mess up his comp. Like, it messes up the combo ability of counter hit 6S. So it's like you don't want to alternate your options, but at the same time, it's so like you have to at some point. Oh my goodness, does an offensive burst, does not want to give up his turf, really just wants to keep this wall pressure going. Kid Boomer not biting at all. And he's going to get scooped for it. Oh, decided to bite. Oh, try to bait the burst, but no dice.
But like, with the life lead you have and with the resources at Kid Boomer's disposal, like you're totally comfortable just being like, whatever, I'll cycle back for the strike throw. Hopefully you burn the burst.
Yeah, it definitely is a case where it's like even if Kid Boomer doesn't go for the burst there, like you still maintain the corner, you're still gonna be at an advantage. Like, it's not the end of the world if they don't burst. And I mean, just like that, now down the burst and finding this opportunity. Good backdash, but was able to contest properly. Right ahead, gonna be the Oki situation. Close slash to call out the backdash. Garuda to call out everything. Gonna be able to get the pot buster as well with the RC. This isn't gonna kill. Yeah, this shouldn't kill unless it breaks the wall. Oh, but the RC will. Oh, very fortunate.
And that's going to break the wall. What's the minimum scaling on wall break damage? It is enough.
I think it's like 30. I think, yeah, that was definitely going to kill after that point. Built the meter. Very good, very good recognition.
That was one of the invincible memes, though. Like, look at what Kid Boom, look at what Potemkin had to do
For a fraction of soul power. Well, let's see if this is going to keep going. Nice use of the dash 5K to call out the back dash for Kid Boomer. And now going for 1 scoop, 2 scoop, and then, I mean, yeah, there you go. Red RC, just do whatever, get the super, and just like that, Reflected will be taking it over Kid Boomer 3-1. Very good stuff from Reflected. Just alternated the options properly, really played around Kid Boomer's defense. So it's always sick to see the Amigos meeting it up in the winners finals of a
they both DMV Tega confirms in the chat.
Yep. So yeah, just like that, DMV finals between these two, May versus Nagoriyuki. How will this work out? So May has a lot of options that could make it kind of annoying for Nago just to stick stuff out in neutral. Like, I mean, obviously the Totsugeki ranges and things like that can be really annoying, especially before you get this this level 2 blood gauge.
Right, so now he's gonna go a little bit ham because he can afford to. Oh, Purple RC wanted to just go for the check, though. I wonder, so, I mean, like, we called out that, you know, these two from the same region probably play each other fairly frequently. The fact that that PRC was immediately into a 5P check looks like a roommate read to me.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like something that just like, hey, I'm familiar that you're going to do this. Oh, that was really good. Like, that's something you're going to be seeing a lot, I imagine this, because Papa Leo does love the just going for the overhead kiss after a counter hit stagger from a dolphin. And if, depending on the range, you are able to jump out of it if you get the perfect stagger out. And I mean, 7 just showing that immediately. Papa Leo may have to call that out as a hard reader to not go for that option once again.
Jesus, 7 is oppressing Papa Leo right now the way Papa Leo has been oppressing people this whole bracket.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Counter hit, you just burst that, absolutely. Alright, goes for the 5P, just able to check the read on the throw here. The 3K does come out. Doesn't build enough blood gauge to pop. Good awareness. YRC gonna be trying to go out, but the 6P counter hit.
Oh, there's no bar, and it's a combo drop. The burst and the wrong spacing. Nagoriyuki sits there and watches. He sees the weakness. It's in the lore. Y'all played the story mode. You know, it glows. He stood right outside of the range.
Yeah, that was just really unfortunate from the burst spacing from Papa Leo, but really worked out for 7, just recognizing that spacing, say I can just go for the 6H here, and if he don't burst, this is gonna be a disaster. So let's see if that's gonna be the trade of this finals, if 7 has the read on Papa Leo, or if it's gonna be just like a run back from SeaWorld. We'll have to find out right now with this game too.
Backing way off. I mean, one thing that we're seeing, and we saw this in the previous game too, is the amount of respect both of them have on ground side. They both really just back all the way off and give each other all of the space.
Yeah, definitely a lot of respect between these two. And like, it's a lot of respect and a lot of just like checks there, right? Like that 2K was very well played from that 7 just to really contest the Totsugeki follow-up.
Right, that's Dolphin pretty late. YRC. Check with the low. Papa Leo F being the 2K 2D specifically to get pushed out of range enough to be a little bit less afraid of the tool 7 has. So 7 just finds the back throw on the empty jump from Papa Leo to close out the round.
Very good stuff right now. Okay, get some pressure started. Like we mentioned before, going to be using a lot of the specials to start things off, get this blood gauge, and now just back off. This is my neutral. You're just in it. Like you can see him establishing dominance with the 5H range.
Like, this is his now. All that the sword touches is mine, Simba.
Exactly. Nice use the defensive throw, the counter hit here from that close slash. Not gonna kill, but the RC will playground that burst. But not biting Papa Leo like we mentioned beforehand.
Yeah.
You playground, I know that you know that I don't want to burst.
It's the roommate reads, man. And now gonna be making all this work. Spends the gold burst, but 7 spins to win and closes out the second game in pretty quick fashion.
Yeah, like that. 7 is just playing really well right now, checking a lot of what Papa Leo wants to do, and just like, off the checks alone, able to get so much momentum and just keep pressure going. Like, fantastic stuff from 7 so far. But we'll see if Papaleo can make this comeback. Definitely not a stranger to making a comeback, so we'll see how this goes between these two right now. Heavy, Tosugeki, and yeah, just another call with the market. Really good checks from Papaleo.
It seems like part of it, like, we associate Mei with having this really impressive offense, right? And like this really dominant control. But it seems as though the limbs at Nago's disposal, like Nago doesn't have, you know, fast checks or reversals or anything, but the ranges that Mei ends up at, Jesus Christ, that health bar!
Yeah, no, it's gone. Has to block this, and is it chip range? Had to FD a lot of that, but was worried about the special move and wasn't worried about the 6K. Papaleo, good mix up there.
So what I was gonna say is it seems like the 2K and the 5K works as a check for the ranges that Mei is cycling her offense from. So like the fact that he doesn't necessarily have a great defensive tool against, you know, like a more traditional strike throw character is not hurting him as much in this matchup.
Absolutely. Finding this opening here with this Red RC, going to be able to get the combo here, charged with 6 stage. That's going to be a ton of damage. I mean, like we were talking about it, the potential comeback for Papaleo. He doesn't have to do anything in this situation. Oh my goodness, the counter hit. That is so much damage. Oh, unfortunate timing on the command throw. Yeah, this is going to kill off the RC. Papaleo capitalizing off the mistake of 7 and just go into town with it.
Jeez, all right. I mean, there's an answer, right? Starting to see the adjustments there from Papaleo, but I still feel like 7 can pull this out. And also, you know, selfishly, if I'm keeping it real, I would love to see a Nago win instead of a Mei.
Yeah, it's definitely like, I don't know, Nago's is a mad fun character to watch.
I'm just a personal fan of the character, and it's hard not to like be excited to see a high-level Nago player. Not to slight Papaleo, who's been playing spectacularly all day.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a case of like Nago's definitely a fun character to watch well. But I hate playing against the guys, so let's go Papaleo.
Oh, Gold Burst actually works because he uses it in a range where 7 is gonna counterpoke with 5S.
And just like that, able to find so much damage off of that opening with that BRC combo, able to get something started, goes for the air throw. Probably wasn't expecting it, maybe was expecting to... That's kind of the situation after an RC like that, is you're like, do I get air throw or do I get anti-air for trying to air throw? Ooh.
Alright, Blue RC wants to be able to chase some stuff down. What a smart backdash! And he's gonna be able to finish out into the super. Is this gonna be able to kill? I don't think so.
Nah, this shouldn't kill. Yeah, no, it wasn't close enough to the wall to get the wall break, but now, back to neutral. Ooh, the active frame.
It hit the very, very, very tip. The final pixel.
Yeah, that was just very, very fortunate for the active frame there. Gets the pressure there, like we've seen now, not going for the overhead kiss there in case this situation didn't work out for him. Just, you know, going for the close slash, a little bit safer option. Right,
this is the situation where I was calling it, where it's like, I feel like this is the pocket Papaleo needs to live in, right? You gotta get in and then stay in. You gotta be able to close this one out with that. You're gonna get the no, drops it? Or
no,
was
yeah,
it a reset attempt?
It was a reset attempt. The whale doesn't do what combo there. Alright, gets the Tosugeki up. Didn't follow up with anything. Was expecting the burst. The hero was expecting 7 to go for a hero burst. But the JS into the Totsugeki does connect.
Yeah, I mean, 7 still has burst here, and it's a still set point here on the winner's side. Papaleo needs to close this one out to keep it going. And look at the pace that Papaleo is now playing at. This is the pace that you needed to find, especially if you wait long enough and let 7 get this blood gauge built. It's just gonna blow up in your face. Jesus!
Yeah, it's oppression session coming out from Papaleo right here. Goes for the super just to get the wall break as well, and a ton of damage on deck. Probably gonna go for the safe jump here with the JH. Yeah, that's super hard to deal with. Now gonna be looking to get any sort of thing started here from 7, but the RC has the burst on deck, but he can't burst any part of this. Oh, well, man.
Man held his burst into the next game.
Yeah, I mean, you at that
But
point,
like it didn't matter, right? Like there was no point in that where bursting was the right call. It's just unfortunate.
yeah, it's definitely like a damned if you do, damned if you don't, because like, and the entire situation, burst raises you so high up that the way that Papaleo was spacing out the close slashes is just burst safe. So it's like you can risk bursting, and I mean, at that point you might as well, right? But in the same vein, it's like you risk bursting and die with that, or you just die with your burst. It's hard call to make it, but hopefully that doesn't determine this final game of winners finals right here.
All right.
Fighting is
Oh
over.
no,
but,
the back throw on the command grab again. That's not the first time that interaction has worked out for Papaleo. These command grabs keep getting sniffed out. They're either being sniffed out or ever so slightly mistimed.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a mix of the mistime. Using the wire C doesn't want to hold whatever Papaleo was cooking off of that Otter's ball. Now, getting a lot of things started off of the ball, the top gets this level 2 blood gauge. Plays the neutral.
Oh, the backdash is so smart. Dodges the 6K. This is really anyone's round right now. And the longer 7 drags this out, the better, right? Because the longer this goes, the closer he is to having his burst back in the subsequent round. And he actually has the life lead.
Yeah, like it was definitely a situation where 7 was just more so waiting to, like, moving forward a little bit, get some meters, so that way in the next situation you just get a hit, get the hit confirm, and win the round. But Papaleo recognized that, caught him out, moving forward, and just like that, has to burst. Papaleo down the burst. We'll be seeing that if this does go to a round 3. Oh, but that 6H might be enough.
That's big damage.
Oh my
All right,
goodness.
this is true final round off of perfect to see who's gonna move on to grands. 7 versus Papaleo. Papaleo gets the corner position straight off the rip. 7 finds the 2P, 6P challenge, and look at how aggressively 7 is navigating back through this space.
Yeah, 7 beforehand was the one being forced into the corner from Papaleo, but now trying to turn the tables here. The 2H will connect. It is high risk gauge. The PRC doesn't block afterwards. So ends up blocking the close slash. Good use of the 5K. Papaleo next hit will kill.
Oh, right at the very tip, and he gets hit by it. He waits just long enough after the red RC, and this is, oh no. So like one touch will do it here.
This is
for
death.
7.
Yeah, this is super dead. Yeah, goes for the super. That does it. Papaleo will be moving on to your grand finals winner's side off of a fantastic set between these two.
Jeez, so close.
Just goes under pretty much everything, as long as you are able to react in time to, like, swords. But in the same vein, it's like
Duel 1.
Ram, once you get into that corner and get the pressure just started, it can be so difficult for Reflected to find the correct answer to get out with. Oh my goodness, that anti-confirm was crispy.
Explosive straight off the rip. You said it, and they delivered.
Yeah, here we go. Now just trying to play this neutral game, just waiting it out, letting Deadpool kind of getting a read on what Deadpool wants to do. Wants to stick more of these far slashes out, not opting to go for the 6S's yet to try to counter poke. We'll see how this goes out between these two. Oh, ooh, that whiffed at the double PRC, able to come out on top of that JH.
Continuing to getting some offense now. Oh my god, the Night Raid Vortex. Cool guys don't look at explosions, neither do bad guys. Finds the back throw anyway, though, does Deadpool. And now you're in the corner. You tried to up back out, but it was the anti-up back sword, my friend. The wall break is going to reset us back to neutral. Positive bonus here for Deadpool. Gonna really try to fish. Okay, a little bit too far away.
Just like that, able to get the pressure off that RC, a couple of JPs into the throw. Very good mix-up option from Reflected. The JH does connect. It is difficult to anti that serve ranges, but the Bandit Bringer does connect. Just like this. Let's see how it works out. Again, another punish attempt from like, I want to say it's like a 6P or just whatever Deadpool is going for, just getting stuffed here. Oh, the PRC, fantastic call out for Reflected, but unfortunate combo choice.
Yeah, Reflected, the pressure is just all-encompassing right now. But another bad burst. We're trading bad bursts. Deadpool with the grand equalizer. Are we gonna see, look at all this meter at the bottom, are we gonna see a cash out? Yes, we are. The red RC off of the Rekka series. Checks with the 5P, you're stuck in the corner. Do not up back, sir. You up back, sir, and you got away with it.
Decided to up back and use the Banner Revolver to just reset the positioning there. Really good awareness for Reflected. Runs up for the 5K, but that has whiff animation of Homie. Gets the far slash though. My goodness.
Duel 3. Let's rock.
All right, 1 round apiece in this, as advertised, explosive round start. Wow, okay. A whole lot of respect after that Bandit Bringer.
Yeah, gets a counter trade on the flip, but see how this works out. The air dash JH doesn't really work out for Reflected there. Gets another trade. Nice just block, a little bit out of range for the sweep. Decides to air block the sword, and now just like that, getting pulled out. Yep, and just going for more of the SQ style things with Deadpool. Just going for more of the don't break the corner, let the pressure reset, and get another opportunity for a little bit more damage. Uses the RC there, gonna get the punish there, and Burst came back just at the last moment. What a cruel mistress.
Yeah, that's the tease of bursts. You're like, oh, if only you had if you had blocked for an extra frame.
Win.
Yeah, it's a very unfortunate situation, but that is just how it is. But I mean, just like that, Deadpool and Reflected both playing very, very well, just alternating on how they're approaching the offense and how will this adjust going forward. It feels like a lot of the time, Reflected is letting Deadpool just make the calls a neutral, and then Reflected is either trying to react to a lot of that or just presenting like himself in the air and then using a mix of just like falling jump heavy slash or bandit finger to really control the pace. Yeah, just like that, goes for the air dash bandit breaker, gets the Fabry on block.
I mean, Deadpool's doing a decent job of navigating around this in the neutral. It's just the difficulty is Reflected does a great job once Reflected is able to start the offense. Oh, the up back out, but I'm sorry, Soul has no recovery frames.
I really like that routing though, using the several JDs from Reflected to just make sure the combo doesn't get into that bit of a wall bounce. Just like that, the Dust Loop. You can find that on Dust Loop. Gets the
I don't know why that got a chuckle out of me.
Gonna be able to get the pressure here, gonna get everything started. The 6H, I want to believe that was a DP. I believe that in my heart. Alright, gonna get the RC.
The red RC. One thing Deadpool is doing a lot, Deadpool spends virtually all of his meter on just, doing special moves, really using the special moves to bulldoze through the screen in neutral, and then just set up the strike throw after the fact.
Oh, absolutely.
There it is again.
Alright, using that YRC to get something started, but no fear from Deadpool with the 2P.
Yeah. I mean, what do you have to be afraid of? Look at that health bar. That's still 2 touches for Soul.
Very true, but now get a lot of that close slash pressure. Really good awareness for Reflected. The delay with the gold burst catches him out just in range for the red RC. Has to burst that. Very good awareness for Reflected. Plus frames.
Alright, SC wants to chase down. Ooh, finds the trip guard even, but still has the life lead just Reflected. The whiff punish! And now the sword is set up. We're gonna get the wall break. Deadpool, alright. I think Deadpool, the BRC. So what Deadpool wanted to do, that was gonna be like a backdash to try to bulldoze through neutral after the positive bonus, but we didn't quite get it. Oh, the full screen! I swear to God, when Ram is dashing at me from full screen, the resultant back throw is actually untechable.
Yeah, that from downtown, the scoop is so hard to deal with, like, because you're so worried at that point of just like you're probably just gonna run up, you're gonna press a button, and it's gonna catch, like, I'm just gonna block it, but it's just the strike throw from downtown. Nobody expects the dunk from half court. My goodness.
I've never teched it. Maybe it's because you know, no one expects her to suddenly be right there because she wasn't in the story. But like it's just like you're never ready for it. You figure at any point, part of it is the threat of the limbs, right? Like the buttons that she has, be like once she hits mid-screen, you're immediately worried about the buttons she has at her disposal. So you're precluded to down back. It's like any point she's gonna stop and hit a button. Any point she's gonna, oh, I got thrown.
Yeah, it's definitely a difficult situation to be in right now for Reflected here. Decide to jump out, just, yeah, opting for a lot for the jump out, just really try to get out of this situation.
PRC once again spending the bar in that way. The Raid Vortex underneath the swords. Deadpool actually aired on the, anti-jump sword there as well. Wow! How often do you see 5K lose and anything like that?
Yeah, that was just the case of Deadpool trying to go for that jump slash, not realizing they did have the sword, and it still worked out in his favor. That's bad funny.
Oh my god, it's crazy how good a round Deadpool can be having, and then in an actual second it turns all the way back around, and you end up stressed. Deadpool on set point here to go up to the losers finals though. Reflected finds the gun flame and starting the offense.
Just like that, finds the opening, the combo. Oh, did it have to spin the butter? That would have been killed, but instead, next situation, is that gonna bite him, or is he gonna be able to use his meter to his advantage? YRC just does not want to hold any pressure.
Yeah, I mean, this is another one of those situations where I like the attempt, but here's the thing. Saul controls all of this, guys. But I like the attempt, and like that's another one of those ones where it's like you want to drag it out to get your own burst back, or force Reflected to spend his own resources, and there he does. Now you've got the burst. If you pick the right spot, you can reset back from the corner.
Very good awareness right now. The RC gonna take the corner here, like we mentioned. Gonna be going for more of the reset rather than the positive bonus from breaking the wall. Good defense right now from Reflected. Oh, the anti-air.
Great anti-air, but we zoop straight out of the corner. Does Reflected. I don't have to stay cornered for very long. I don't love the burst, but it ended up working out, so it doesn't matter if I love it.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Didn't believe that the RC was going to kill instead. Just opting for it. Oh my god, BRC. It's just a wall throw waiting.
That BRC just meant that you had extra time to watch the wild throw come in, but it's not going to matter. Deadpool is going to finish it out with the back throw and going to be able to move on now to the losers finals. Gets to play against...
Seven played his match earlier and then has been waiting, while Deadpool has played 3 matches of this top 8 so far and is playing hot, especially against Reflected. Also, shout outs to Reflected, did very well in the matchup, but it just today was not the day. But we're going to see how this is going to go between Seven and Deadpool right now for our losers finals of TNS, and it looks like Deadpool had to attend to the kids or something, but he's back into it.
It's fine. We got the sportsmanship here to make that one happen. The big 2H counter hit, and I'm sorry, that was the actual worst place to burst, and we get the super for the wall break, so we're gonna get the Oki after the fact. I expect that Seven is really gonna churn that blood gauge back up, pull it back down, which means you're gonna have to contend with the mix-up after the fact. There's the command dash right into the command grab, smoked with the perfect off the rip.
Yeah, that is a way to start a run back, if you would. All right, gets this pressure started. The 6H is gonna whip with the 2H counter hit. This is a million damage. The command throw. Don't have to worry about the blood meter. Now I'm just gonna spin all these different specials. Look how many special cancels I get.
Oh my god!
And that blood gauge is skyrocketing. It doesn't matter. Another perfect.
Seven just played a one-player game as Nagoriyuki. The double perfect.
That's a way to start a run back. That's definitely a very rough start for Deadpool, but we'll see how it's gonna work out between the two. Like obviously, Strive is a very fast game. It can be very explosive at times. So getting double perfect is like it just happens.
Right, sometimes it does. I mean, and that's something that, varies from game to game, how prevalent it can be, but like, from game to game and even from character to character, sometimes that just is what'll happen, right? But
Duel
I
1.
feel like there's spots like Dadpool. There's spots where Dadpool wasn't like contesting at all, and you know, Seven's frame trap game is on point.
And his anti-airs have been ridiculous.
Yeah. I wonder if that's part of it. I mean, Dadpool, we even saw it in the loser semis match as well, that Dadpool has a tendency towards IADH as the party starter. And maybe that's like a big part of the read here, is Seven is just kind of like, this is the only way you're going to move in on me.
Yeah, that very well could be the case. Right now, not a perfect from last round, but Deadpool getting a little bit more adjusted, but just like that, Semi gets hit and just says, alright, it's my turn now. Uses that conversion off this 5P, 6P, and is able to get this corner pressure and able to get the neutral, but my sword reaches just as far, amigo.
Alright,
Nice
YRC to contest the purple RC, but the backdash from Seven means he's still in a pretty dominant spot here. We're still sitting in that level 3, but look, sitting at the perfect range to try to 2H anti-air. Finally, Deadpool's playing a ground game now.
Yeah, I mean, just like that, the jumps backslash gonna be able to do some work here. Deadpool got the opening he needed and was able to convert it well enough. Gonna be able to get the round, not out of the tournament. Gonna be able to keep going on. The Beyblade does lead to a lot of pressure here, the jump slash.
Oh, there's the tech. Seven's officially far better than which I'm sure everybody already knew, but teching, rams, full screen dash into throw.
Yeah, that's definitely the case of like, if you're hoping that it's a throw, and if, at worst if it's you're able to throw them out of their normal, but just like that, so much damage on the table, gonna get the air dash in, baits the YRC, has to burst it.
First.
Oh, nice tech on the air throw, and oh, unfortunate, it was too far for the 2D to connect. Seven with the sliver of life left, could make this work. The burst, next hit will win PRC round. Oh, the OTG 6H, that does so much damage.
And that's such a shame, right? Deadpool actually did the PRC and just happened after the PRC, keeping himself safe, to subsequently commit to like one of the only other wrong moves.
Yeah, that's just, my goodness, that was really close, but very unfortunate. But the good air tech into just able to get the situation as advantage. Seven clutching it out. Right now, 2-0. Potentially, like, can send Deadpool out in this game, but Deadpool definitely looking, like, warmed up, like, ready to deal with whatever Seven is cooking.
Yeah.
Nice IB.
Part of it is I feel like Deadpool, once Deadpool realized how to play the ground game, has done a better job of being more active and neutral to make it so that Seven actually needs to navigate Ram's tools in order to try to get started before he can just build his blood gate. He's gonna pop with the big lasers.
Just like that, able to get the pressure started from that JD. Alright, try to call out the air movement. Oh, nice backdash, but doesn't have the H. You don't have the sword, homie. You can't be going for that. Goes for the super and it reaches to kill. My goodness, the recovery from Deadpool there. Fantastic. Alright. Gets the Beyblade starter. Gonna be able to get some pressure started with the counter 2H, but, well, 2S rather. Not gonna be able to get the confirm. Nice use of the Rekas.
I think one thing Seven needs to be aware of is Deadpool's prevalence to backdash defensively. A couple of these command grabs are getting smoked because of it, but like even in some of these other interactions now, like 5K frame traps, Deadpool is backdashing.
Yeah, it's definitely just good adaptations from both sides right now. The 5K 6H will connect. Doesn't want to spin the bar to try to close it out, but finds that anti-air. Doesn't even need the bar this round. Going to be able to go to a set point here.
Yeah, I mean, he wants this run back, right? You want to finish out the roommates. Chases the backdash with the close slash. That's damn near 50% life. Max range counter hit here from Deadpool.
Just like that, finding this opening. Decides to break the wall this time.
All right, you play a little bit slower. You can that is so commonly what Deadpool is going for, and I wonder if Seven is wise to that, and that's why Seven chose to navigate the way that he did. YRC nullifies the swords as an option. Has to spend the burst, does Dadpool just for his tournament life.
Yeah, like, really just fighting to the end, but the JPs will connect. The RC doesn't let it touch the ground. Oh my goodness, the delay burst from 7, that was really good delay. Just made sure that it was, like, I know you're gonna bait it, let me delay it a little bit so I can catch you try to recover the combo. But just like that, the pressure from all these normals, the flip is gonna beat the low profile.
Look, it has to spend the FD. The PRC gets smoked by the 2S that's already active. Oh, has to contest with the 5P, and Dadpool gets a game on the board for himself. Staves off set point.
Yeah, that staves it off, gets on the board with that 5P just to contest, saying this is not my time. Like, this is not your time, rather. Gonna be able to get the jig out on the board, and finding a lot of the answers to, like we mentioned, the adaptations against the command throw, making sure a lot of the situations are just going in their way a little bit more, and all you need is that little bit, get that inch, turn it into a mile.
Yeah, it's still, like, even the ways that Dadpool is trying to navigate the neutral and create opportunities for himself, I feel like 7 has some good answers to it. It's just a question of whether 7 gets the opportunity to deal with it, right? Because, like, we saw the patient defense in that last game.
Yeah, absolutely. Finding this opportunity now, Deadpool will be getting some advantage here. Trying to go for the throw bait, but not fighting from 7. The combo into the sword explosion. Oh my goodness, that was an unfortunate burst. Will be able to super it, will connect. Deadpool, the resolve. Potentially getting the full run back here, but it's up to 7 to decide, like, at that point, how will he adjust to these adjustments?
Yeah, I mean, Dadpool has just found this sort of read on the way that 7 wants to move, and is just ensuring that 7 does not get the opportunity to start. We finally have it. All the counter hit, 2H into the full screen carry off the full Rekka string. But we don't find the air-to-air that we wanted. Instead, you are now cornered once again, and you are still at level 1 blood gauge. Are you dead off the super? No, I think you're still alive.
No, yeah, no, it's not going to do that much. But it is going to set up for a next hit situation. This is going to be an air dash in. Nice use of the back dash to just call out the gap on that 2K. All right, and try to swing for the fences, but no dice. The RC, that's nasty.
Dadpool has not brought out a mix like that at all in the sets that we've seen of this tournament so far. But Dadpool apparently had this sitting under the hood, was ready, like had to go and bring out the real stuff. You weren't ready for the subsequent overheads.
Yeah, that was really good. Using that flip and then just going for the RC, going for the 50-50 at that point. That was a fast RC up JK for that instant, like the double overhead at that point. That was really good. And this is a lot, like, this could be a lot of mental damage for 7, right? You beat this guy early in the tournament 3-0, and then all of a sudden coming back, it could be kind of deterring, especially because you started the set off with a double perfect.
Right, like it could not have. You 3-0'd and then you opened the set with the double perfect after a tight winners finals. It's
that could really be affecting the mentality here for 7, but obviously that's just a guess at this point. But finding these opportunities, 7. It's all these are like small neutral interactions that are just inches turned into miles. That is incredibly minus. Oh, was not able to punish it, unfortunately.
It's all right, but 7 is online now. We get to play one button fighter. Went for the blue RC mix, but that back throw, and I feel like 7 a couple of times now. We saw it in the oh, that's a bad burst. Are you?
Oh wow, just barely. The guts, the defensive modifier working out for him. Tried to backdash, but was used. That was it. The FD added more block stun to the situation and made the 2K a true streak.
It's so tough. Dadpool on set point and having taken the lead now for the first time in this loser's final set. The backdash once again working out now here for Dadpool as 7 tries to salvage this. 7 very near blood rage. Risk so high.
Rigged risk gauge. Any hit can do so much damage right now. Oh, unfortunate whiff. Oh, and called out the potential, like, just try to call out what Dadpool's doing, but not even biting for the run up 2Ks anymore. Went for this time around, was able to YRC out. No swords available, get away from the corner.
All right, we're back to neutral. Dadpool has the burst back. This is a pretty good spot to be in as Seven goes fishing. Dadpool covers the whole screen and hurtbox and decides to push the way through.
Very good stuff right here. This should be a kill. Yeah, you're going to be able to get the wall break of the super. And just like that, on the cusp of defeat, on set point prior, down with the... Just, oh my goodness.
With that pristine Marvel 3 content.
Yeah,
so,
and
definitely a place to be watching. If you like explosive offense and people just getting deleted from existence, if that's what you like in a fighting game, this is a great channel for it.
Yeah, make sure to follow, drop a sub, and things like that. But with that in mind, Dadpool will be on the loser side here. We'll have to win 6 games in order to come back against Papa Leo, but we're going to see how this is going to go. Right now, Dadpool's looking solid. I mean, we mentioned before, he's been on a loser's run since Pools. Hot off the fires of 7, the run back. He is feeling good, and he's showing it.
Yeah, that's a shame, but we're going to it's going to be another one of those. Oh, does not find the air-to-air, unfortunately, does Dadpool, nor the anti-air Papa Leo. Gonna find the wall break, clapping back with a wall break of his own. Neither one of them has spent a burst yet. If Dadpool is forced to burst in order to close this round out, that is unfortunate.
Yeah, it's really like they're trying to fight with as minimal resources as possible, keeping that burst. Nice use of the JH, wasn't able to get the, oh my goodness,
oh my god!
The comeback.
How much damage did that do?
Oh, a lot. Oh, wasn't able to get the 6 piece in time. That was really good recovery from Papa Leo. Counter hit, you have to burst that. Oh my goodness. Thing started. Yeah, gets the connect there with the S Totsugeki. Gonna just keep going for it. The red RC, that's gonna be plus. Gonna force the situation, and just like that, game 1 in the books. Papa Leo. But with that in mind, going into this game 2, we'll have to see what the adaptation is from Dadpool. I mean, obviously played really well in the first round, and like circumstance led to the round 2. But will that be the constant trend, or will we see Dadpool adjust to what Papa Leo's cooking and see what you can just respond with?
Ugh, May theme.
You gotta rock the power up, right?
I mean, Papa Leo is right now. Are we gonna see a burst? No, we're not even gonna get to see a burst here from Dadpool as the whale comes out, gonna get the wall break, and that's a one-touch situation now. Depending on the touch, you may actually not get to. No, you do not. The 2S catches the backdash. Papa Leo with a perfect of his own.
Yeah, that was just a lot of damage coming out, and then just able to really get everything the way going for him. Scoop once, scoop twice, baited the throw. Won't be scooped thrice, and that was the downfall of that situation. Alright. Wow, that whip punished.
Okay, interactions. Oh, finds the anti-air off the PRC, but like, look at, 7 did the same thing, and obviously Papa Leo is wise to it too. Dadpool is going for these really linear ways to try to set up strike throw mix mid-screen once they have 50 tension, and Papa Leo is just like super jumping over it, and Dadpool is kind of impotently wasting that meter.
Now able to find this opening from that 2P. Yeah, going for the safe jump setup, gonna go for the throw instead. Gonna get the plus strikes for Totsugeki. Just respecting it. Dadpool not trying to contest here. BRC, that's plus ability. Gonna be get the opening with the crow slash. Good stuff.
Right, with punish, but no follow-up. You had every tool at your disposal outside of meter. You didn't even. I mean, I guess you don't want to throw the sword mid-screen because you end up without it for so long. But even the Rekka series, by the end of it, you would have had 50 tension. Papa Leo, are we gonna see? No, it's burst safe at this point.
Yeah, I mean, just like that, able to get the confirms, and Dadpool tying it up 1-1. Apparently, Papa Leo wanted to get this, what should we call it, Disaster of Passion going as like a counter pick song.
Yeah. The true disaster is that as soon as he got his song, he lost the game.
Yeah, I mean, it just, I don't want to say that disproves power up songs, but the statistics aren't in Zach's favor right now. But we'll see how this is gonna go. Right, obviously 1-1. how will Deadpool be able to keep up with this the pressure and just the great awareness that he's had so far? Will Papaleo find the openings that he needs? Oh, throw was expecting to take it, I imagine. Oh, the delay on that burst! That was the most patient I've seen Deadpool beta burst.
All right,
My
there's the
goodness.
strike through again. Okay, and it was Deadpool. I mean, that IAD back almost seems to me like it's an active choice against how aerial defensively Papaleo's been. Oh, nice whiff punish, and we do have the meter that is going to be able to close it out. No, it's not. You were just shy of the wall, but we close out after the fact. Deadpool in the lead in this second game now. Or I'm sorry, the opportunity for one of them to get a second game.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. No, I need that opening the close slash counter hit. Yeah, you just have to go for the first. And just like that, about even on the life bar is going to be trying to find this opening. Nice counter hit for the extension. Goes for the overhead kiss. Gets him set up mid-screen here. Try to call it a backdash, but no dice. Up dolphin. Oh, trying to go for more of a fancy air route, but unfortunately was not able to get the situation. The reversal dolphin is going to get stuffed out from Deadpool. Oh my goodness, yeah, wasn't able to get the bash out in time, and the overhead kiss will combo off the stagger.
All right, one round apiece here in game 3. Oh, really fishing with the anti-air. That slide hits so early, definitely unsafe. Oh, what a big anti-air. Pushing this. Yep.
Finding this opening, gonna be able to get the pressure started here. Oh, the Totsugeki and the overhead kiss, it still combos.
Oh, big counter hit, and he baits the burst. That is something that, I mean, we've watched so much now of people actively playing around RC cancels to burst bait. That now having it work again in grand finals with one of the players, I mean, Papaleo and Seven in the winners finals, we saw how deep that mind game went of like delay burst versus, you know, upfront burst. Coming full circle to the PRC to burst bait just working. Papaleo up 2-1 in this grand finals now.
Yeah, like, it definitely is just a case where, I mean, we mentioned at like the start of the broadcast pretty much, where just the recognition of when like you're about to RC a combo, you can see whatever it's gonna affect the opponent. You get this little freeze frame if it's a purple RC to kind of just see what they're doing, and you can just get that little bit of extra time to bait that. And that 6H whip hit from downtown. My goodness, Papaleo choosing violence to start this potential last game. So we're gonna see what Deadpool has to say about that. The counter hit trades.
Oh,
the Totsugeki works out for him. Air throw. Papaleo's on set point with the 11-second round.
We wanted to see, we saw that the any percent speedrun percentage was currently up there, but you know what? I'm gonna make a new PB, says Papaleo. The backdash has to spend the burst, does Deadpool. That was gonna be way too much damage. Once again, the falling anchors go uncontested. Now we're back in the corner. The big counter hit. It's not a follow-up after the fact, but the red RC is there. Are we gonna be able to close this out? Yes, we are. Papaleo is going to take it with the perfect to round it out. 3-1.